The question that we're doing is December 2017, 2007. December, this one is FM, of course. Hope that you can see there. So when you get this title, you need to use it all the time. Sio kwa ubaya, kuipata sio rahisi. And when you get it, you need to use it. 07 205 25 000. You can actually share the link for your colleagues to join from other WhatsApp group so that we can revise with them. So we are doing AFM, mergers and acquisition. The question is December 2007. December 2007, question number 4A. Question number 4A. That is the one that we are revising today. So the question says that Kubwa Limited is considering acquiring Dogo Limited through a share exchange, meaning that they are exchanging shares, not cash. Under the terms of acquisition, Kubwa Limited will offer one of its shares in exchange for every 2 shares in Dogo. So what is the exchange ratio? The exchange ratio here, we are being told that the exchange ratio is 1 to 2. So for every 2 shares that Dogo has, Kubwa will give them only 1, meaning that when you are closing the company, like now they are closing Dogo, the company is going home or is being dismantled, the shareholders need to migrate and buy shares in Kubwa Limited. So if they have 2 shares, you have to only get 1. Wanakupea moja in every shares that you have, every 2 shares that you have. So that is what we are saying. So at the end of the day, you are not going to have much the way you are having before. So if you are having like 100 shares on Dogo Limited, ukikuja Kubwa Limited, you'll only have 50 shares. You only have 50 shares. So that is the exchange ratio, 1 to 2. Yes. Okay. So that one is very important that you understand for every 2 shares in Dogo Limited. The summarized financial statement has been given as follows for the 2 companies for the year ended 31st December 2007, 30th November 2007. So we have the following information. We have here, we have Kubwa Limited, and then we have Ndogo Limited. So Kubwa Limited, we are given profit after tax. This examiner is very good. Amekufanyia na akapika kwa profit after tax. So we have profit after tax. In shillings, of course. So we have 150 million. And this other side, we have 30 million. I hope that you are together there. Then we also have number of shares. Number of shares cannot be in shillings. So. Yes, you don't have shares in shillings. So we have 25 million. And here we have 8 million. What else? We have earning per share. The return on each share, which we always call EPS. Of course, the shares earn in terms of shillings. Every 1 share will earn 2 shillings or whatever number of shillings. But in this case, we are given 6 shillings and here 3.75. You can see that Kubwa Limited, the directors are enjoying. Every share that a director has here is giving them 6 shillings compared to 3.75. 6 shillings compared to 3.75. So hiyo ni pesa mzuri. Ukiwa na shares kama 1,000, that is 6,000. Market price per share, which is called MPS, is also given. Market price per share. Which we call MPS. That is what we call MPS. Is also given. Right? So we have 78 and 33.75. That is the value of shares in the market. If they are selling that share today in the market, that is the value. At 78, here we have 33.75. Right? Quality. Then we have price earning ratio. Yani price earning ratio is like the market price, that is MPS or lower EPS. So it is price or lower earnings. So PE ratio is normally like PE ratio. PE ratio. And we want to try and see if it is true. So we are saying that price earning ratio is given as what? 40 and 19. So 40 and 19. What else are we given? No, not 40 and 19. We are given 13 and 9. Sorry, 13 and 9. 9. That is what you are given in the question. So let's try and see. Does it make sense that price over earning, which is the MPS over EPS, the same as PE ratio? So let's take, for example, for Kubwa Limited. Can you take the MPS of Kubwa Limited, which is 78 over 6? So that is the same as 78 all over 6 or 78 all over 6. Is it 13? Is it 13? Ukijibu, nitaamini kwamba uko class. Is it 13? So does P ratio make sense? Okay, you can also confirm for me the P ratio for Ndogo Limited and then tell me whether it is making sense. Does it make sense? Jen, is it making sense? Doesn't make sense. P ratio wanasema ni hii. You simply take 33.75 all over 3.75. What do you get, Florence? What do you get? It is not making sense. So what does it have? A PE ratio is just MPS all over M. P is the same as price all over earning. This is the price in the market price all over the earning per share. So it's just have MPS all over EPS. That is what I said. That is the formula. What is the formula for calculating PE ratio? See, does it make sense? Are you getting this? When you take MPS, which is this one, divide by this, are you getting it? So it is that simple. So what basically I'm trying to do is that the question should make sense to you. If you are doing any question and it doesn't make sense to you, there is a problem. You'll not be able to solve it easily. So kama hii inafaa ina make sense. Let's take example, another test, just to test if we are okay. Just to see if we are okay. They have given us the P ratio, that one we have confirmed, and you have seen how we are confirming. We can also test the earning per share. So EPS, we are saying that EPS is equal to earnings, total earnings, all over total number of shares. So let's have total earnings. For example, for Kubwa is 150. That is the total earnings. And it should be earnings after tax. Should be earnings after tax. So you have earnings after tax, which is 150. Earnings after tax, which is 150. Hello? 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 150 all over the total shares in that company. Number of shares are 25. What do you get? Are you getting something close to 6? Should be 6. Are you getting 6? Top history. Sasa umeona? You are getting 6. Meaning that up to that point, the question makes sense. Let's now proceed to what they want. Require earning per share of the combined company after merger. So how do you know that there is merger? You are told earning after merger of the combined company. Of course, after merger, we're going to have combined companies. Even if they have not mentioned the term combined, after merger, it means that they have been combined. So what do you require? We are saying that after merger, EPS is equal to the earnings of the first company plus the earnings of the second company all over number of shares of the first company plus number of shares of the second company times the exchange ratio. What is the exchange ratio? Who can tell me the exchange ratio here? Ngapi? You are given there. They are saying that Kubwa Limited will offer one of its shares in exchange for every 2 shares in Ndogo Limited. What is the exchange ratio? 1 for every 2. What is the exchange ratio? So what are you supposed to use there? It means that for every share that you have, you're going to be given a half. Wanakwambia, you are coming to Kubwa, umetoka Ndogo. For every 2 that you have in Ndogo, utapewa moja in Kubwa. So that means that for every 1 that you have in Ndogo, unapewa a half, which is 1/2. So the exchange ratio needs to be for 1. For every share that you're getting here, it should be 1/2. You remember yesterday, we were having 2/3. to 1. So whenever you're given exchange ratio, please try to break it down to be a certain fraction to 1. So that for every shares that you have here, they are going to be turned. They are going to be converted to kubwa zikiwa nusu-nusu. So for example, how much shares do we have? In ndogo we are having 8 shares. Ngapi tutaleta huku? How many will we bring here? According to this information. Let's say that all the directors in Dogo have agreed to convert their shares from Dogo to Kubwa. They are now joining Kubwa. How much will we take from here to bring here in total? So that is why it is important that you know the exchange ratio. We are going to have 4. Yes, thank you. So that means that zile akonazo, we are going to split them into half. So therefore, it means that our exchange ratio is a half. For every one share that is there, we are giving them a half. So we are going to have our new EPS after merger. The earning for the first company is 150. That is 150. Plus the earning for the second one, 30. All over number of shares for the first one, you don't split. The first one, this one, the acquiring company or acquirer, don't split because they are not converting their shares. Plus the one that we are converting, which is now this one, you multiply it with the exchange. And that is how 4 came in. So a half of 8, because this one is the exchange rate or ratio. So therefore, we're going to have total of 180 all over 29. Can you tell me what is the new EPS after conversion? The EPS after conversion. Which figure are you getting? So tumepata ni ngapi? It is a 6.20, eh? 6.2 or 6.21. Let me just say 6.2. 6.2. So now that is where we are. Now, the next question is asking if the share price earning ratio after the merger falls to 12. If the share price earning ratio after the merger falls to 12, what will be the premium received by the shareholders of Dogo Limited using the combined company's new share price? Somebody has a question? There's no question. So we are saying that the current exchange ratio is 2:1. Somebody saying pardon. So pardon, where? Tell me where you want me to pardon. Question number B. Okay. So the question is, if the share price earning ratio after the merger falls to 12, if the share price earning ratio after the merger falls to 12, what will be the premium received? If it falls to 12, what will be the premium received? Umepata sasa? Yes. So what is the value of the current shares? Remember, these guys were having number of shares, like 8 of them, but those 8 have been reduced to 4 when they were joining the big company. When they were joining the big company, the 8 were reduced to 4. But with them, they know that the initial number of shares as the target company shareholders, they were having 8. Though when they were taken over, they become 4, right? So it means that when they are 4, their value each is 6.2. What is the value when they were 8? What will be the value of their shares as target shareholders? Kama tunaelewana, nasema wakati walikuwa under target company walikuwa na total of 8 shares, 8 billion shares, lakini they have been forced to call them 4 or to consider them as 4 because they have now converted them. So in the new company, they are having only 4 million shares whose value is 6.2. Inamaanisha, according to them, they know that initially they invested a total of 8 million. So their total of 8 million will be how much? You can get that by dividing this, right? So what we are saying now, their post-acquisition EPS, this one is post-acquisition EPS when they are under the umbrella of the parent or kubwa. But when they are on their own, after acquisition, if they look at the number of shares that they were having, they are seeing a different things. So we call it post-acquisition EPS of target shareholders is the one that they were having under the under kubwa, which is 6.2, divided by a half. So 6.2 times 1/2. So it means that their 8 million shares is worth 3.1 each. Zikiwa 4, each will be worth 6.2. Because now they are included here as 4. Each is 6.2. But if they come and look at the number of shares they invested in the business, they were a total of 8. So it means that the value of each share is now 3.2 if they were 8. So that we are having the same investment. So when they are 4, you're going to have 4 times 6.2, you are going to have your 24.8. But when they now consider them to be 8, because wanasema while invest 8, they need to maintain the same return. So we're going to have 8 times 3.1 to give them the same 24.8. So therefore, we are saying that when they come back to their house as target company shareholders, they think that they still have 8. They only invested 8. Now hizo 8 should be now 3.2. Only that they have been forced to convert them or to reduce them to 4 so that they can rhyme with the shareholders' returns under kubwa, which was 6.2. Otherwise, their 8 is 3.1. And that is how it looks like. So that is when they are under target company. Under target company. That is earning per share for their shares. Now we are being told that the PE earning ratio is changing to 12. Look at the question for the target company. We are being told that if the share price earning ratio after the merger falls to 12, what will be the premium received? What will be the premium received by the shareholders of target company? Target company is the Dogo company. When they are looking at it from the Dogo company, they are thinking that they have a total of 8 shares as Dogo company. That should give them 3.1, which is 24. The same as the 4 that they have converted, which is 6.2, giving them 24.8. So we are saying that this number of shares, this is what they are considering. This is the return they are considering. Now they are being told that the exchange ratio is going to be, that is now their EPS. The exchange ratio is now going to be the PE ratio, not exchange ratio, but price earning ratio. Price earning ratio is now 12. So PE ratio, initially, the PE ratio was 9 for target, but it was 12 for kubwa. After the merger, it reduced, it's not 12 but 13. After the merger, they are already here. The shareholders of the target company are here. But the fact that they came in here, the price earning ratio has fallen. It is falling from 13 to 12. Imeanguka kwa sababu hao wamekuja wameingia hapa na imedilute kidogo. So tunasema it has really reduced from 13 that we are having to 12. That is the PE ratio. That is the question. Look at the question again. That if the share price earning ratio after the merger falls to 12. Remember, after the merger, we are now in kubwa. All of us are here. If the share price earning ratio has reduced from 13 to 12, from 13 to 12, as a result of that, what will be the premium received? How much gain will the Dogo company still gain? Because initially, Yao, as the Dogo company shareholders, their PE ratio was 9. When they joined these guys, they made the PE ratio for Kubwa Limited to reduce from 13 to 12. Still, they have gained. They have gained. Sindio? They have gained because initially they were only having 9, but now they are having 12. That gain is the premium now. So we are being told, what is the premium in Kenya shillings? So what was the PE ratio of this? We need to know the price. Premium comes from the price, the offer price and the market price. So what is the new price? The PE ratio has changed. So look at this. PE ratio that we're talking about, that we are now being told is PE ratio is now 12. Our EPS after the merger, after the merger as Ndogo shareholders was 3.1. And you see, PE is the same as MPS all over EPS. That is what we agreed on initially. So that the price earning ratio should be the same as the market price per share all over earning per share. Already we have our EPS, we also have the earning ratio, the PE ratio. What they are now looking at is the new market price with the new PE ratio. We have a new PE ratio. What market price will it give us? Then we compare it with the original market price that was there, this one. Sasa, before the merger, the shareholders of Ndogo Limited were having a market price of 33.75. They merged. As a result of merger, they reduced the PE ratio from 13 to 12. That is this one here. We also have noticed that directors of Ndogo Limited were having a total of 8 million, which according to them should give them at least 3.1, which gives this figure. And you know how we arrived there. So from here, you can be able now to substitute and say that you can make MPS the subject of the formula so that we have MPS equal to PE ratio times the EPS. MPS is the subject of the formula. So it is like you cross this one to come this side. So we have MPS is equal to PE all over times EPS. So can you try this? So that we have our 12 times this one, 3.1. That is what we mean. The new market price with a change in P ratio will be the P ratio, which is this, times the EPS, which we have calculated to be what we are having there. Get me the value. Get me the value of the new market price as a result of the combination or merger. Then we now compare with what they could have earned were they to sell it in the market as Ndogo Limited shareholders. You are getting, yes, your EPS ni Ndogo Limited. That is what the Ndogo Limited directors are considering to be their returns. So we are getting a total of 37.2, right? Initially, they were having 33.75. Now, as a result of merger, they are considering their shares to be worth 37.2. So what is the premium? We say that the premium is the difference between what you are offering now or what you are being offered now and what the market could have offered you. So they are asking you about the premium. You can now have this, that the premium that Ndogo Limited is getting is now 37.2 minus 33.75. So that you have what? Get the figure. But congratulations. I can't So somebody's saying, hey, what's happening, Florence? 3.4, 3.4. Kwani mimi ni teller? Nakaa kama teller. So what is the total premium? So we are having 3.4. Yeah. The offer price we have seen. The new offer price is that. The old market price is this. And so we have our premium, which is 3.4. 45 per share. That is 3.45 per share. Now times the number of shares so that we can be able to have our total premium. So total premium is equal to, according to them, they were having 8 million shares. And on that 8 million, this was the price, but now they have received this. So it is now 3.45 times 8. What is the figure? What do you get? $27.6 million. 27.6 million. So let me see what is the predator? What about the predator? What about the predator? How is the price for the predator? That is for the target. The price for the predator we can also get. If EPS of the predator has gone down from 13 to 12, then we now, that is PE. So we are having 12 is equal to MPS. We don't know the new MPS, but the EPS, the new EPS after acquisition has moved to 6.2. So you have to make a calculate now. Yes, after acquisition, their shares, each share has got this one. Our ndio shares zao zilikuwa 8, we converted to 4, so we had to split. We had to split so that we can get what is the value of each share in this 8 million, in this 8 million. Tunaelewana? Yes, we took them as 4. Tukiconvert, we change them to 4. Lakini in real sense, wanajua yao ni 8. Kwa hivyo, for us to get the value, we had to split this one into 2. Because it is like if 4 million is equal to 6.2, how much is 8 million? Which is giving you 3.1. And that is how we arrive at 3.1 that we have used to calculate this, right? So we are saying that now, with them, their shares have not changed in terms of the EPS. The EPS has not changed. So we are using this. We are not splitting it. We are not using 3.1. We are using 6.2. So we are having here 6.2. So it means that you can make something the subject matter here. We can say that now MPS is equal to this one, 12 times 6.2. So what is the new MPS? MPS, the new MPS of Kubwa to the shareholders of Kubwa Limited. The shareholders of Kubwa Limited. The shareholders of Kubwa Limited. 74.4, right? So we are having 74.4. And the initial one was 78. So it has gone down. And that is why these people, they don't like merger. If they merge, everything goes down. Hawa wana benefit, hawa wana lose. So imagine from 78 to 74.4. So here, this one has gone 77 against 33. And then 37 against 33. So what we are saying is that now we can get the premium or there is a loss. Eh? Is there a premium? Is it a premium or a loss? This one is a discount. There is a loss. Eh? So it's against the original 78 before acquisition. So they cannot ask you for the premium here. Premium is the increase. Hakuna increase hapa. To them, there is a discount. Well, value imeenda chini. Ikienda chini inaitwa discount. Ikienda juu inaitwa premium. So this one there is a loss of around 3.6, right? 3.6. So what is your conclusion? You can conclude from this and say that there is dilution of MPS. There is dilution. There is a reduction in value. There is dilution of MPS of the predator or Kubwa Limited. There is a reduction in value or dilution of the MPS of the predator after acquisition. There is a dilution in the value or MPS of the value, MPS of the predator as a result of acquisition. However, there is dilution. However, there is dilution in the value of MPS of the predator after acquisition. However, the predator can still go ahead and acquire. However, the predator can still proceed and acquire the target because of other reasons. And those reasons tulisoma, sindio? Tulisoma. There are several reasons why people acquire. Even though it might make the value of your shares go down, you can still proceed to acquire kwa sababu ya other reasons. So that is basically where we are. So the last question was asking that if the share price falls to 12, which you have seen, will the merger be beneficial? So if the share price after the merger falls to 12, will the merger be beneficial to the shareholder of Kubwa Limited? So you justify, you say that it is not going to be beneficial from the financial perspective because Kubwa Limited is going to lose in terms of market value from 78 to 74. However, you can advise that, however, they can still proceed and acquire because of other reasons. Unless the predator, yes, no, we are saying that they can proceed and acquire because of other reasons, which we have explained earlier. We explained the reasons why they can acquire. I think we still have like 15 minutes or 16 minutes. And this one I want to use to do another question, which is called huge limited. Yes. So let's have this one down. Somebody read it as Huge Limited. It is not Huge, so it is huge. Huge Limited. This one is a question in some past paper questions around 206. Another one for acquisition. I'm hoping sasa tumeshika rada. So you can write and say, that is another illustration, that Huge Limited is contemplating a complete share acquisition of Tiny Limited. Huge Limited is contemplating acquisition, a complete share acquisition. Huge Limited is contemplating a complete share acquisition of Tiny Limited. A complete share acquisition of Tiny Limited. Huge Limited is contemplating a complete share acquisition. I'm trying to find a way of sharing this question with you so that we can move together. Mi napenda hizi za kitambo. Hizi ndio KASNEB siku hizi wanaleta. These questions za kitambo. I'm just sharing on WhatsApp so that you can be able to see. Good. I've sent it on WhatsApp. Kindly look at that question. That is what we are going to solve. Very fast because of time. We only have like 13 minutes. So Huge Limited is contemplating acquisition of Tiny Limited. Huge Limited is offering 3 of its shares for every 2 shares of Tiny Limited. So we have that ratio. We have Huge and Tiny. So Huge Limited is offering 3 of its shares for every 2 shares of Tiny Limited. So for every 3, so we have Tiny here and we have Huge here. This is very funny. They are giving more. Every 2 shares in Tiny Limited, Huge is giving 3. This one is the opposite. Huge Limited is offering 3 of its shares for every 2 shares in Tiny Limited. The data below is relating to the 2 companies as shown. So we have Huge Limited. We have Tiny Limited. Then we have here earnings to ordinary shareholders. So earnings to ordinary shareholders we are given here 5190 360. And here we have 23.4. Then earnings per share. Earnings per share, that is the EPS, is becoming 14.8, sorry, and 29.25. The corporate tax rate is 30%. MPS, market price per share, that is MPS. Naombe Mungu sana ili kuje kwa mtihani. Mergers and acquisition ikuje kwa mtihani, upite haraka, upite asubuhi. Sawa topista. Omba Mungu ikuje ni upite asubuhi. The corporate tax rate is given. Tax is 30%. Yes. Guys, yesterday I told you that we should pray for our country. I woke up a very sad man. I woke up a very sad man with another serious accident involving our university students and another one in my local area in Migori, both claiming 12 people. It was very sad. So let's keep on praying for our people. Dennis, do you have BDF classes? We have. Yeah, that happened in Migori. Yes, we feel sad as a country. This month is not our month. It's a very bad month. And I think we told Madam 2020 asiimbe hii mwaka. Topista aliimba. Madam 2020 aliimba tena. Ulimkataza. Hakuimba. na bado tuko hapa. Imagine kama angeimba. Okay. Aliimba. Okay. So that is what we are having, and I hope that you have it. The required, we are saying that aliimba. Hebu Jen sasa ona. Na tukimwambia nyamaze afunge mdomo anakataa. Sasa ona vile maisha inatupeleka. Determine the maximum offer price that will not dilute the EPS of Huge Limited. Unaelewa hiyo question? Roman number 1. Determine the maximum offer price. Determine the maximum offer price that will not dilute the EPS of Huge Limited. What are they asking you to do? Determine the maximum offer price. So Florence, what are they asking? Ruth, hapa najua utashika. What are they asking? Determine the maximum that will not dilute. What are they telling you to do? Maximum offer price, which is the same as max offer price, which is non-diluting offer price. Non-diluting offer price. So how do you get non-diluting offer price? The formula, Ruth, nataka niambie hii. What is it? Formula for non-diluting offer price. We say that the maximum exchange ratio, which is the same as non-diluting exchange ratio, is equal to maximum offer price. Of course, it is offer price of the target. Bila kuambiwa, it is the target that we are selling all over MPS of predator. Sindio? Sio kweli? Another formula that you are having of getting maximum offer price was the EPS of target all over EPS of predator. Good. So you can also use the EPS of the target formula, where we are saying that another formula for maximum exchange ratio is EPS of target all over EPS of predator. So we are saying that this one, hii hapa, hii iko sawa na hii. They all mean the same. They can all give us maximum exchange ratio, which is the maximum offer price all over EPS of predator or EPS of target all over EPS of predator. Therefore, from there, we can confidently say that now we are going to say that therefore maximum offer price is equal to this one. So this one's MPS of predator, EPS of target, all over EPS of predator. I should put up here, still. So from here, we can make someone the subject of the formula. We can make someone the subject of the formula, and that someone should be the maximum offer price that they're asking for. Non-diluting offer price, which is the same as maximum offer price. So we are saying that non-diluting offer price, non-diluting, which is the same as maximum offer price, is equal to this one times this. So it is EPS of target all over EPS of predator times MPS of predator. We have just played with the formula. EPS of target over MPS over EPS of predator times the MPS of predator. These figures you can easily now get them. So what do we have? This one is the same as EPS of target 29.25 all over EPS of predator is 14.8 times MPS of predator 22 or 222. Get me the answer now. That is what Ruth was saying. We examine anakwanga mzuri. Let me see the next question. The next question is that compute the premium payable to the shareholders of Tiny Limited. Premium payable to the shareholders of Tiny Limited. Of course, that is after the offer. Premium, we say that premium is offer price. You're getting for 38.75. For 38.75. Thank you so much. So premium, we say that is the offer price minus MPS of target. Offer price always for target, so it is offer price of the target minus MPS of the target. So what is the offer price of the target that we have gotten? The offer price of the target tumepata ni ngapi? Wacha tuone. Or did they ask for the predator? Who is gaining? The question says that compute the premium payable to shareholders of Tiny Limited. How much is going to be paid to the shareholders of Tiny Limited? This is what they are paying to the shareholders of Tiny Limited. Against what? Against the market price. So we are going to have our shareholders of Tiny Limited. We are having our 438.75 minus 322. How much is the premium? Get me the answer. Are you getting 116? 116.75. That is the premium payable to the shareholders of Tiny Limited. The shareholders of Tiny Limited. Now, that is per share. Now, it was per share. So the total premium, we need to know the number of shares. Are we together? Total premium, we always say that is the premium per share times the number of shares. So do we know the number of shares? Who can tell us the number of shares? Ama tulipewa? Hatujapewa. Who can tell us the number of shares? So somebody is saying that that is Florence, that number of shares is EPS, earning before interest and tax. Is it? No, we don't use before. It is after. Don't use before. Before it means that it's not net. So we have part all over earning after tax. All over, unasema MPS. MPS, Another one? Can somebody also help me? How did we come to this one? Earning per share. EPS is equal to total earnings all over total number of shares. So if you want this one to come, make the subject of the formula, you exchange them. This one ikuja hivi, iende hivi. Sindio? So we can get the total number of shares. So our total number of shares can be now total earnings all over EPS. Sawa sawa, Florence. So badala ya kutumia hii, you can reason this way. You can reason this way so that we get the number of shares. So we are looking for the number of shares of Tiny Limited. So let's get to Tiny Limited. So what are we having? We are having our total earnings for Tiny is this one, so we are having this one is equal to, where utaendelea. So total earnings as 2,2,3,4,0,0,0 all over. The EPS here is 29.25. Get me the number of shares. Are the figures in millions? Let me check if they say they are in millions. Ama ziko tu hivyo. They're just like that. 80,000. Imeingia na hivyo exactly. Are you sure? So you're having here exactly 80,000, eh? These are the number of shares that we have. And you even managed to calculate for me the one for huge. Florence, ni swali gani hiyo? Sasa ukiniuliza kama nilikuwa teller, hiyo ndio niliona sijajibu. Oh, it's part over MPS same as the one. MPS is market price per share and EPS is earning per share. I've tried the formula so that you can see why we are using this one. Si nimefanya hivyo. MPS is market price per share. EPS is earning per share. So they're different. I thought you wanted me to say whether I was once a teller. You nimeshinda nikitoroka. Okay. Now we can proceed here and now get our, what did we want to do? We have number of shares. What was the question? We wanted to get the total premium. So the total premium here, total premium is now equal to 116.75 times 80,000. Get with the figure times 80,000. Get with the figure. Get with the figure. So hiyo umemaliza. Let's look the last part of this question. Kabla madam akuje. And I wish everybody was able to listen to this. It is unique na inaweza kuja kwa mtihani. That is Roman 3. So Roman 2 they were asking compute the premium payable to the shareholders of Tiny Limited. Hiyo tumefanya. Your answer is 9.34 million, eh? 9.34 million. 9.34 million. Fine. Hiyo tumemalizana nayo. Let's look at what they are now asking again. Florence, if you are there, they are saying that given that the growth rate of Huge Limited is 8%, given that the growth rate of Huge Limited is 8%, given that the growth rate of Huge Limited is 8%, while that of Tiny Limited is 12%, compute the combined growth rate of the two companies. Compute the combined growth rate of two companies. What normally grows is the income. So if you are told that the growth rate is 8% of huge limited, then you now grow the income. So let's have the income. The growth rate is so you say combined growth rate. Combined growth rate is equal to combined earning growth all over combined earning growth all over combined earnings times 100% times 100%, meaning that is in percentage. Topista, you are not in. Topista, what we are saying is that the question that is Roman 3 is asking, that given that the growth rate of huge limited, given that growth rate of huge limited is 8%, given that the growth rate of huge limited is 8%, yani there is a growth in terms of earnings, given that the growth rate of huge limited is 8%, while that of tiny limited is 12%, while that of tiny limited is 12%, while that of tiny limited is 12%, while that of tiny limited, yani tiny limited may grow at 12%, compute the combined growth rate. Compute the combined growth rate of the two companies. Compute the combined growth rate of the two companies. Compute the combined growth rate of the two companies. Compute the combined growth rate of the two companies. Compute the combined growth rate of the two companies. So Milka, from saa 8 mpaka saa hii haujaingia WhatsApp. Pole. Saa 8 mpaka saa hii. Okay. You'll get the videos. So we are saying that you now need to, when you are calculating the combined growth rate, you need to compute the combined earning growth all over combined earnings. So it means that you need to get the percentage of the earnings for each. Huge limited earning is this one. So 8% of that. So we have 8% of 51, 930, 360, plus 12% of this one. Tiny limited grew at 12%. So 12% of 2340. So all that all over the combined growth, the combined earnings. The combined earnings is just the earning here. Was it 51? Yeah, 51. Okay. Plus 2340. So get me the answer. And the answer is the answer. Thank you so much. Calculate the answer hapo. Hiyo utapata ndio inatakikana upate. So tumemaliza class revision ya leo. We shall do one more revision in our next class. That is tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday. We shall do one more revision and then we are done with the topic. In case you missed, kindly request for videos tomorrow. In case you missed. So hiyo ukicalculate inafaa upate 9.24. Confirm kama hii iko sawa. 9.24. So maana history ya growth. Wacha tuanze class. ya lem. Unapata 8.717. Fine. 8.17 fine. Hesabu yangu ni wrong, so that is okay. 8.17. Thank you. We are starting a LM right now. I'm just sharing the link shortly. You are getting 9 point. Kwani hii kitu ni kitu ngumu? 9.42, 9.24. Hiyo tutajaribu baadaye. That should be okay. Madam is here waiting for you. We shall do our revision tomorrow.